what do we have here? Well, apart from everyone scrambling and excited to see more Mushoku Tensei, after quite a nice little reintroduction to it all, having Sylvie have a new life as a bodyguard and knight, we did wonder what happened after initially just being teleported away, apparently dropped from the sky. I don't think there are many that are going to be oh so lucky as to fall on their feet, or in a flower patch. But I'm guessing getting to know how she got into a present entourage and predicament was nice to see. Of course, there's a lot going on. Exactly what Rudy is going through, how could we ever understand? But hopefully you're ready for the first episode of this season. Cold and harsh little evening scape here. Actually getting quite large snowflakes. We're actually being able to see the crystalline structure of them. I've always thought whenever you see these kind of carriage journeys, what do they actually do during all of it, considering it would be incredibly tedious to be travelling on them for weeks on end? He's was she passing the buck off to the other ones? Like, no, you talk about it. Not quite a response, is it? He'll try not to sigh so much. Might as well just have a little small talk while on the road, at least. Technically, no, I guess. The fact that she, went off on a little tirade there. Wow. That just brought down the mood slightly. How are they going to continue that little game? Already saying it's a long shot. There's so much you'll be going through to be able to even come up with a hint of what you're looking for. Poor countries. Any duchy is always going to be... It's going to have some things going on in there, isn't it? And is he going to stand out slightly, considering his own magical prowess? I will say now that in the cold light of day, the snow looks quite nice. So the gang's all there, they all travelling on separate carriages in case any of them in particular got attacked or stuck. Just talking to the open air, he wasn't even being served right then. Far end of the third. Will that cover it? Did he even look at the prices first, or just put down a part? Oh, I like the windows. Have we seen them before? That's probably not great for him. Reminiscing of the past, keeping a lock of hair. We heard a tiny bit earlier, but tiny little internal Sugita. Well, all the talk didn't exactly completely die down as soon as he came in, but he's turning some heads at least. Is there going to be the classic altercation? Disband. He's somewhat reluctant, even though it's what he needed. I mean, at least it wasn't anything quite like that, but is it fairly simple? Well, he asked for it. It's just a passing issue. And now being forced into a conversation, they're here trying to help him out, and now that they've talked a little, can't just leave him out there to fend for himself. How dare she invite him to join the party when there's a member that is slightly against it? Hopefully the passing pains that he was getting there, and it's like tinnitus in my ears now. Is over for the time being. She doesn't really have a say in the matter, does it? Voted. It's probably best to get a good grasp of his abilities before delving into any sort of perilous situation. I don't think the party harmony is going to be great if you've got one member of the team who's not exactly thrilled by the situation. And because of that, he's going to have some complicated feelings about this entire thing. At first, I thought he was going to his pocket for some, like, pills or medicine or something, but is it just clutching onto the strand of hair from before? He's not been sleeping well. And those that know magic, I'm guessing, just got a very big wake-up call about him, if he's not lying about this, at least. He's got some attachment issues now. Probably doesn't want to get too friendly with them in case they leave as well. Counter Arrow. Not the worst team name I've heard. Is it more like a collective, or is she just subbing in? Hey, Timothy. Ah. Everyone's done their introductions. I think he's well aware of that. And, well, you don't know what's coming up in the future. You don't know what you'll be running into. If you start making enemies along the way. Well, as long as it helps her on her journey to be a bit better. The slight look of disdain. He knows it well. But seeing her in every action that she does there, I don't think that's particularly healthy. What was just said there? Wonder if that's going to be somewhat important. Well, come up with a brief battle plan. Probably for the best. As long as they don't come up against anything particularly out of the ordinary here. He can... Well, that would be less of an accident, wouldn't it? It would be, opportunity. Yeah, how is he expected to try to get in and work well with such animosity being thrust into his face? Also, is there more behind it as to why she is very reluctant about accepting him into the party, or at least attempting to be somewhat civil? Teacher. I mean, it is a rare little skill, but he just dropped something heavy there. I mean, they all thinking it anyway. They know that death is permanent. Dug themselves a little pit, protect from the wind. One stirs. Didn't look that particularly. Oh no, there are some still in the pit. Some of them were thinned down at least. How many more can he cast? Don't say that now. Don't yawn either. How many flags do they want to start setting? And they now seeing him put an ear to the ground. He's not getting down on his knees to pray or anything. Oh no. I mean, if they can, there's no way out. Using the power of his eyes there to see. He's already given up. Is his self-pity and is his self-pity there going to end up causing more to get injured and possibly worse before he snaps himself out of it? I mean, that is quite the blow she took to slide that far. It might heal wounds, but what about stamina and energy? They're fighting for each other. They know there's not quite any great way out. What, living on the edge? The will to fight, want to protect each other. How are they going to react to those, considering he did nothing during all of this? Sure, he wasn't exactly meant to, but oh, it's not over. Well, it's what he said first off. He's going to fight on the front lines. You know, if he's able to get them out of the situation, I think it might bring her slightly over on his side. With a Chandler's magic like this, with the control that he's able to bring out on it. A good stance in. How much of the forest is going to be left? Let's hope they're far enough away from the shockwave of that as well. Ooh, what a sound. They're now gathering the spoils of their... I like we're actually getting some that are actually skinned properly. The spoils of their victory. A job well done. He's actually having a sense of life now. He got more out of this than anything. He would be still stuck in the same place he was before, in his own head. She hasn't accepted him yet. Don't get cocky. Quite alike. How dare they come in and be all new. Bring them around. Let's buy them a drink. A good way to stop any bad talking. Seeing some actual happy faces and people seemingly interested in seeing him would feel kind of nice after a feeling of losing everything before. But how's it going to go downhill? Still battling some ailments of his own. It can't be the hair because that was on the desk. It was a different good luck charm, was it? A new lease of life without. You'll just have to carve a new existence out. If it didn't quite work before. How things used to look seem to be so easy. He's managed to regain some things that he had lost. Others that are still out there waiting for him. Distance means very little when he has things that are worth fighting for, worth carrying on. Is he? He is. I mean, that is a very visual way of showing him getting over things, starting a new chapter of his life. Don't know how I feel about the title of A Forest Dead in the Dead of Night, but it's really quite nice to see this brief encounter, a team that he hadn't had anything to do with, just because they're on the same carriage with him, struck a little bit of a conversation, and through that, I think also because of the one that was kind of against him, and being able to place his feelings in them through that. Seeing that there's more to live for, you can continue fighting. There's a reason to continue going. If they can all fight for one another, there's more than just moping around for past losses. What can he do in the future? What new people can he meet? How many more trophies is he going to collect along the way? Are we going to reconvene with, say, Roxy or anyone else from his past? Bring out the successes he's managed to have through it all? Show off what he's actually been able to accomplish. But, having to go into the guild, can you please dissolve the party? You don't have to go into the details of why, but he's going in alone. That's enough to stoke some conversation, like they thought, they've all been wiped out. Even if it was only one episode we saw since the previous season where Rudy was going through it all. Coming out on the other side, rather than just going through the motions, life is what it is. It's a lesson for us all, no matter how dark it all seems. There's still a reason to continue, whether it's to skin bears or just have a few pints down the pub. It's not all doom and gloom. Although I do wonder where it's going from here. He's got this new little party that he's joined in temporarily. Where are they gonna... Well, where is he going to end up next? I'm guessing since we did get a little glimpse into Fitz. There might be a bit of a meeting on their paths. But we will see. I liked this bit of an episode because it got us back into what's good about all adventure-y type fantasy stories. You've got the dire situations and magic, fighting, combat. And let's not forget, he is a very skilled mage, being able to chantless cast, and at a level like that where he actually took down all of the bears and saved the day. I wonder if we will get small notifications on what's been going on with like Rougeard and the others off on their own journeys while being separated off. But to find out, we're going to need to see more. Obviously, I can't just delve into it and watch them all in one go because they're not even out yet. But I do hope you can join me for the next one on that on this journey. If you've got anything to say, then let me know down below. Consider subscribing to the channel if you do want to see more. If anything here caught your attention, or if you just have nothing better to do. Good enough reason as any. But make sure to get yourselves a bit of rest so I can see you in the next one. If you want to be the new lease on life that all of my patrons really are, consider joining onto my Patreon as well, support the channel, give me another reason to go and incinerate some bears, which, to be fair, is quite difficult here in the UK. So, I need to thank my party members that are Noku, Raywin, Sal, Travon, Chiwan, Akane, Guado, Tori Jane, Kite, Light Wizard 91, Megu 42, Diego Zenhausen, Ed 9870, Croyville, and everyone else. Because thanks to them, no matter what, this journey that is watching anime can continue.